Welcome to Friday, the last day of the working week. It's been a pretty busy week, and apologies to those people who have bothered to comment and tried to engage me. I mean, I've been getting so many comments this week, particularly about that story, and I promise we won't be talking about it today if you're chiming in thinking that we will, but I simply can't respond to some sort of 400 comments, especially if you want to get into some sort of conversation about it. So sometimes I will respond, sometimes you won't like the response, but that's about the best I can do with so many people. And I mean, this is a one-man band, just me, nobody else. So now tomorrow morning we'll be doing our live program between 9 and 10. So if you do want to have a direct chat with me, that's a way you can do it. So 9 a.m. Thai time, live TNT. And then on Sunday we've got Grumpy Old Men with Steve Ross, with an E. Steve's weekly program will be on today if anybody wants to check his YouTube channel. So, apropos of absolutely nothing, this photo, isn't it absolutely gorgeous? I just saw this on Facebook. I can't even remember what the page was. And I've checked if it's an AI image, and there's really been no other photos anything like this. So I'm pretty sure this is a real photo of Koh Phi Phi and Maya Bay just appearing out of the mist, out of the clouds, out in Phangar Bay. So a beautiful photo to start with. Let's move on to some information. This published on Facebook on Richard Barrow in Thailand. Hello, Richard. And he says, these are the dates for the upcoming public holidays for this month. And we should be noticing the 9th to the 11th of December and the 29th of December until the 1st of January. These will be times where the immigration offices will be closed around Thailand. So I'm not exactly sure what exactly the 9 to 11 December holiday is about, but we are having quite a big holiday here along Turtle Beach. There's a big festival going on. I think it's going to be going on from this weekend until the 23rd of December. All sorts of Thai celebrities and singers coming down. So sort of looking forward to that. Nobody really seems to know what's going on. But if you are heading to Turtle Beach this weekend, there'll be something for you to enjoy. And this from the Council English Facebook page. A Toyota Vios with a license plate from Mukdahan leapt from the breakwater area and landed in the Bang Saray beach in Chonburi. And this happened yesterday. Fortunately, it was low tide at 5:20 p.m. in the afternoon, saving the driver from ending up in the drink. According to witnesses, a female driver came out of the car after the accident and made a phone call. Hi, honey. You'll never guess what happened. Anyway, glad she's safe. I don't think that Toyota will be making its way back onto the roads. To this story from nationthailand.com, and police to summon Chinese Tik Tokker over negative videos on Bangkok. Well, there's quite a lot to unpack in this story as we get into it, but it does follow a week of quite intense spotlight on the red light areas in places like Pattaya, Bangkok and Phuket, amongst others. But let's get into the story, and it says Thai police have threatened to take legal action against a Chinese social media idol for saying a Bangkok district famous for its nightlife is not safe, although they admitted they did not know yet how they'd proceed against the woman. So if you're about to polish up your lens and take your camera out for a diss video anywhere in Thailand, you need to understand what's going on with this story. But police admitted that the Chinese tourist had the right to post a clip criticising Thailand. Police had yet to consider the legal aspects of taking action against her. And police would summon the tourist for interrogation to know about her motive. So if you do make a video that's perhaps negative about Thailand generally, not libelling anybody specifically, which is a different legal issue, police can drag you in and interrogate you. Well, let's find out what she was saying. He was commenting on a post on a Facebook page, Lui Chin, which stands for Fighting Chinese. Apparently the TikToker is some sort of star, and had posted a clip discrediting Thailand by saying it was unsafe for women to travel alone on Soi Nana. Now, is this libel or is it an opinion? And the Facebook page added the Chinese tourist had mentioned in her video clip that 99% of people on Soi Nana are not good. And she's reported to have said in the video, "A moment ago, that man said to me, 'How are you today?' But I could say that he pulled me away. I would not have been able to escape. You women, if you are here and if you are approached, I can guarantee you won't be able to escape." A little bit over dramatic and silly. Libelous? Not sure. Anyway, the Empire strikes back, as we notice in this Facebook posting on Calcite English, saying that tourist police check Soy Nana in Bangkok on Thursday evening to prove the case of a Chinese woman who made content that was released on social media, claiming that Soy Nana is hazardous for women. As seen in the video, officials speak with local business owners who acknowledge that Soy Nana is a popular tourist destination for both Thais and foreigners. It's less terrifying and dangerous. And foreign visitors, Chinese, Europeans and other nationals who visit Soy Nana were also interviewed by the police. They're all confident that the tourist police will keep them safe. So a bit of a proactive response from the tourist police, and I should add, and it's always good to remind you, that if you need to contact the tourist police, 1155. If you are on any of the other Thai carriers, 1155, always a good number to remember if you do need the tourist police. And with that, I should thank 5-Star Marine, 5starmarinephuket.com. Now, they'll take you out to any of those beautiful islands, like the one I showed at the start of the other program. That was Koh Phi Phi Lay, part of the PP Islands, that archipelago of some 5 islands. But there's plenty more to see out in Phangar Bay, and 5-Star Marine will take you there. You can contact them at that website, and you can also check the destinations. And there's also, hello Dina, a special deal down below. Moving along, and a bit of a potpourri of topics for the rest of today, but this topic has been taking up a lot of time on social media. It's the new tax policy that's going to be introduced from next year, and it's got a lot of retirees quite concerned, probably rightfully so. But I think this article from Barry Kenyon at PattayaMail.com does dispel, as he says, a couple of the myths about Thai expats and those income tax changes starting very soon, and goes through a set of Q&As. We'll go through some of the key ones. I'll also put a link to the article in the description of today's video. And has the Thai revenue clarified the position of typical expats? And part of the answer, typical expats with home country pensions or social security allowances are not part of this agenda, though in theory they could be caught in the crossfire. And the question, will my international cash transfers to Thailand from January 1 next year be reduced on arrival by a Bank of Thailand tax levy? No, there will not be any changes from current practice. You pay tax in arrears in Thailand by registering at the Revenue Department for a tax identification number and paying tax due, if any, in the next fiscal year. And then the misunderstanding that Thailand will tax international transfers as the cash arrives is a widespread misconception. Next question, should I apply for a tax ID number? Not unless you receive an instruction from a government source or immigration, both very unlikely scenarios. If you believe you have been taxed already on your cash sent to Thailand, it's best to do nothing now. The next question, should I apply for a tax ID number? And the article says the tax situation as regards cash sent to Thailand to purchase property is a separate source of ambiguity. Again, there's a link in the description of today's video to this Pattaya Mail story from Barry Kenyon. And then the next question, if I need to later, how will I prove that my cash transfers to Thailand have already been taxed? And this will vary on an individual basis. And that's the key point about all this. People want black and white answers, but everybody's financial situation is entirely different from everybody else. There's no two expats that have got the same financial situation. So, again, this will vary on an individual basis. A few experts, if any, believe that the tax revenue has the staffing or the expertise to deal with more than 300,000 expats who are tax residents because they spend more than 180 days here in a fiscal year. And then the Thai government is looking for the big fish, Thai or foreign, and not the small fry. And what is the Thai government really up to? Well, if you're an expat living in Thailand for at least half the year without any major financial secrets to keep from the Thai revenue, again, they're missing the word department, then it's best to do nothing until the situation is clearer. And then Barry finishes the article, but no point in packing your bags in disgust and leaving for Cambodia. They're a CRS country too. So, link in the description for the rest of that story. But there's been a lot of panic, and a lot of YouTubers, I think, sort of winding people up about that particular story. I don't think there's as much to worry about as a lot of people think there is. But that story in PattayaMail.com. Moving on to our next story, and we go to the BangkokPost.com. This story, Thai negotiating for 80 Boeing Dreamliners. This is Thai Airways. What are they doing with their planes? Thai Airways International is in advanced talks with Boeing to acquire around 80 wide-body 787 Dreamliner jets as the US plane maker pulls ahead of Airbus in widely watched fleet renewal talks. It says that back in September, the national carrier was boosting its requirements to as many as 80 wide-body jets and 15 smaller ones, sparking a contest between the Boeing 787 and the Airbus A350 for one of the largest recent wide-body orders from Southeast Asia. And currently, Thai and its subsidiaries have 67 active aircraft, comprising 20 narrow-bodied planes and 47 wide-body models. And these new planes will be used on long-distance intercontinental routes to Australia and Europe, routes that have been recovering strongly. That's what a Boeing 787 Dreamliner looks like. That was actually the first Dreamliner delivered to Thai Airways quite a few years ago now. And inside they've got a 3+3+3 layout. And the twin aisle setup there. I flew in a Boeing 787 back to Australia last year with Scoot Airways. Really, all these modern planes, they just cram as many seats in as they can. Well, and these airlines are run by accountants these days. Don't find the flying experience enjoyable at all. To our next story, and visiting Phuket. This is from the PhuketExpress.com. King and Queen of Thailand visit Phuket for the King's Cup Regatta, which is an annual yachting regatta that's held on the west coast down at Kata Beach. And yesterday, hundreds of Thais and foreigners waited to honour the King and Queen at Kata Beach. And indeed, they not only arrived, but they headed out onto the boats. And Her Majesty Queen Sutida took part in practice racing in the IRC 0 class on the keel boat THA 72, which for those sailing aficionados is a TP 52 from memory. And the annual King's Cup Regatta is being held from December the 2nd to the 9th. In total, 14 countries are joining in the boat competition this year. Thailand, Australia, the US, Germany, Belgium, Estonia, France, Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia, Japan, China, England and the Netherlands. Another photo there of Their Majesties making their way onto Kata Beach before they head out onto the water. And of course they arrived at the Phuket International Airport yesterday and welcomed by officials and the local police, but looking like they're ready for a good day out on the water. And glad to report, except for later in the afternoon when there was a bit of rain, a very nice day for Their Majesties to enjoy the waters of the Andaman Sea. We go to nationthailand.com now, and bookings surpassed 20,000 units at halfway mark of Motor Expo 2023. Now, it's been a bit of a bumper motor show and they've had a lot of sales. Let's see what's going on. Motor Expo 2023 seen a significant surge in vehicle bookings with over 22,000 units reached by the midway point. That's 66% more compared to last year. So Thais are out buying cars. Notably, electric vehicle brands, particularly from China, have gained substantial attention, overshadowing renowned names like Honda and Toyota. Well, I noted this last week when I was at the motor show that all the attention seemed to be the crowds around a lot of these new Chinese electric vehicles. And the top 5 highest booked brands at the expo were Toyota, BYD, Honda, Aeon and MG. BYD, Aeon, I think it's Aeon, and MG, of course, are Chinese brands these days. And the most popular motors were listed as SUVs, followed by sedans and pickup trucks. Motorcycle bookings also increased compared to the previous year, and the top 5 motorcycle brands booked have been Yamaha, Lambretta, Royal Enfield, Honda, and EM. Well, if that's listed 1 to 5, I'm a bit surprised, because if you drive anywhere in Thailand, you'll see that, 90% of the bikes are Hondas, some of them very old, and I'm pretty sure they've never had the oil changed. They just keep on going and going and going. Anyway, that's it for today. Hopefully you're a bit more up to date with things happening around Thailand. We've got our live program tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Look forward to having a chat to you. Anybody can join in. There's no cost or anything. You just log in and start chatting. And also, Grumpy Old Men on Sunday. Steve and I have got quite a lot to say about a few issues that have been around this week. Thanks for joining us. Please subscribe to the channel. Have a great Friday, and we look forward to seeing you over the weekend.